Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Aaron from Coin Bureau Trading, and I'm with this mysterious man I've never seen before in my entire life. He just kind of sat down.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Here, me and Aaron are IRL doing an interview. Can you imagine with this kind of backdrop, Aaron?
Right? I know.
In this kind of place.
I kind of really just want to sit back and listen to the waves and just do nothing. But we really have a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to keep things snappy as well for you guys. So, as the title says, I'm really curious to pick Nick's brain. I really like talking to this guy. He has some really smart ideas. I also love the fact that he and Guy both spend a lot of time focusing on research, where I don't do those deep dives. You guys know I'm more about charts, but I really wanted to pick your brain about where you think we are in the Bitcoin cycle.
Yeah, so I think that first of all comes back to the question of if you believe the cycle itself is going to play out as per usual, as it usually does, the whole concept of the 4-year cycle. It's like right out there with the meaning of life. The second most important question is does the 4-year cycle still exist? Are we going into a super cycle? Is it an extended, elongated cycle? When are we going to top? So let's assume that we are playing out to this normal rhythm of the cycle, right? We're now about 18 or so months post halving, right? So generally you would expect the top to come in at around Q3, Q4. And that's what most people have been saying in terms of a Bitcoin top around that time, which means if Bitcoin topped now recently at 124K, it should potentially hit up to 150K as our target for the end of this cycle top, right? Which should be about Q3, Q4. So that's where Bitcoin could potentially top. Now, as we know, when it comes to alts, because it's not just Bitcoin, alts usually they move down the risk curve rotate into altcoins out of Bitcoin. It's already started to happen, but mostly in Ethereum, right? So one thing that people think about now is it's just been mostly an Ethereum season as ETH has rallied and people have moved slightly out of Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance has dropped, but it's just been ETH dominance that's rising and altcoins generally themselves, especially the others, which is the 10, all the coins in the market cap below the top 10, that hasn't started trending up yet, at least relative to Ethereum. So I think that our target, or my target personally for a Bitcoin top is around Q4, potentially going into Q5. And the reason I say that, and I think that it's not going to be exactly on the 4-year time horizon, is because of factors like liquidity, right? So now we've got the Fed easing in September, right? But then it's already easing from a very, very high base in terms of more, interest rates have to come down even more, and additional liquidity has to come back into the ecosystem, and that will provide a tailwind for Bitcoin, and then also supercharge the rotation into alts, right? So I think like Q1 we could start seeing Q4, Q1 we see the Bitcoin peak, and then the mass rotation from ETH into other altcoins as well. Now, in terms of my strategy for that, I'm a Bitcoin hodler. I've always hodled my Bitcoin stack. I'm not necessarily looking to sell out to Bitcoin and take profits in that perspective. I mean, I know I could try and time the markets, but I'm of the strong view that time in the markets beats time in the markets, right? So I'll trade alts. I do trade in and out of alts, sometimes spots, sometimes futures, and I'll try and time it around these perspectives, and I rotate in and out of narratives as well. But that's kind of like my forecast now. I think that we'll have to first see the Fed easing, and then we'll have to get some, like the forward guidance from the Fed post the easing in September, how that's going to impact on their policy, especially going into next year. And then remember, next year we're going to get a new Fed governor as well.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of macro driving crypto right now. But I don't think, like many people are saying, we're going to go into a super cycle.
I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah.
The thing with it is, like, the more people say super cycle, the more likely it's not going to happen. You know, it's like, there we go.
Dude, like, literally there's an invisible thread right here connecting our brains.
Exactly. I think it's because the market, it's also reflexive to the downside as well. We've got all these digital asset treasury companies. There's a big risk in those as well that many people are not really thinking about. Although we know Strategy and Sailor is a diamond-handed holder, some of these other digital asset treasury companies have way less, they've got subpar capital structures and they could start selling. So I think that it's one of these things where when everyone starts expecting things are going to go up forever and to the right, generally that's when you start taking money off the table, if you are thinking of selling your Bitcoin stack.
Could you say that one more time for the back of the classroom, real quick? Because this is the Coin Bureau Trading channel. Pay attention.
So the moment you start thinking that Bitcoin can only go up and to the right and never crash again, that is the exact moment you got to sell.
Yeah, okay. So we've had so many false summits. If we think back from this entire bull market, which really the bottom was in what, December? 2022.
Yeah.
So if we think about from then until now, March 2024 was a false top.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even though we did have a quite a big correction. And then again, we had another false top in December 2024.
And then a correction, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now I bring up again, yeah.
So thinking about that, like, again, trying to maximize as much profits as you can. Like, when those moments happen and everyone's euphoric, everyone's shouting for more, like, do you have any, like, internal warning bells just going like ding, 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 like, this is the sign, like, I'm going to be taking some out here? Or do you sometimes get, like, caught up in that? Because me, full transparency, like, see through me like I'm a ghost. I was like, cool, let's go. We're gonna go higher. Like, I get swept up in the euphoria sometimes.
100%. It's very hard to get the FOMO. When the FOMO grabs you guys, it's hard to break out of it. It's like a spell, man. I tell you, because like that's the thing. Everyone thinks things can keep on going up and only, right? And especially think about how bullish it was at the beginning of the year with Trump coming into presidency, right? Bitcoin strategic reserve, the most pro-crypto president there is. There's going to be massive accumulation. No one's going to ever sell. And it's one of these things where, I mean, then you get caught up in it. It's like you don't want to miss those foregone gains, right? But I think it's also the kind of the perspective of you gotta just be like dog-headed in your approach from the perspective of a strategy, right? Many people just go into this and they adapt their strategy based on their emotions. And especially for a trader, because you're a trader, you know that emotions are the most important factor when it comes to trading. You have to be emotionless. You have to have a strategy that is bedrock, forms your trading strategy. It should not be impacted by what's going, but it should just be pure levels, and it should be based on the analysis you've done prior, and then plan your trade and trade your plan, right? That's it. And in those moments when you feel this euphoria, then that's generally a sentiment indicator. If you're not the only person feeling it, so there's someone that's going to sell. And I mean, but for me personally, like I said, I'm more of a hodler, right? For many years, I've been through many cycles, and from my perspective, I could have tried to time the market. Right? But for Bitcoin, for me, if I'm going to sell out of Bitcoin, what am I going to be putting it? What am I going to be putting it into? Is it going to be going into stable coins? Okay, then it's like just digital dollars that's earning no yield. Yes, I can try and yield farm here or there, but in the long term, I've just been more, I've just by holding my Bitcoin, the APR I've been able to get averaged over those years is way more I'd get on any other types of assets. And also, like, to be able to time the market 100%, like even the guys who focus on that trade, like you guys on the trading side, it's very hard. I'm not focused on the charts 24/7, right? So it's kind of like I can get a sense of where we are, and I try to do it on the altcoin side. But if I'm gonna trade anything, it's gonna be more on the altcoin side, and then move it into Bitcoin. So I'm not necessarily trying to exit now, but that doesn't mean you guys shouldn't be. I think that's the thing. It's like just because I've been able to hodl, for me, it's Bitcoin is everything I've been invested in. Like I don't have other kinds of assets, and it's like everything and the business is focused on crypto. So I'm very much immersed in that sector. But for people who have particular goals, right? They came into this crypto market because they wanted some financial freedom and they wanted to grow their stack so that they could go and do with other things like savings and investments, go on nice holidays, save for your family and your kids and a college fund. You should then do that. If you've reached your targets and your levels, take money off the table, and that's fine. And you can DCA out, right? You don't have to sell everything in one go. You can take some off the table. So if you have those goals, don't let what's happening in the markets dissuade you from actually, going and realizing those profits to be able to live the dream you wanted, right? With your crypto, with your fiat stash now.
Yeah, and one of the best ways that I've been so impressed with as far as like trading goes is all the links that you guys have set up, all the partnerships that you have with, whether it's a KYC requiring exchange like Femex or like 2-bit CoinCatch, which are non-KYC requiring. Like, there are so many amazing options that are available for people literally around the world, so that you don't actually have to be limited to your jurisdiction, where you can trade legally on 2-bit and CoinCatch. You don't have to use a VPN. Like, this is the time to squeeze as much profit as you can. So it's a quick plug, but I mean, seriously, we're talking about trading. We're talking about taking profits. You should not get married to your bags this late, and pay attention to your emotions. When you start getting swept up in everything, just take a couple of minutes to step back and think about how you felt 3 months ago, right? Or the last pullback, and now think about where you are now on the next the next push up higher. Think like, wait, was I this excited like 6 months ago? Like, how was I feeling a year ago? Like, what did I say I really wanted to do? Like, how do I want to? Like,
it's not popular to tell people to take profits. It's not a popular thing, especially when markets are going crazy. And I think that people also get swept up in and when they look at numbers on a screen, like your crypto portfolio or your crypto positions.
Yeah.
You know, like like you know the meme about like, oh, just a few dollars here to go and pay for like laundry in the hotel, but then you got to go and throw a few thousand there, a few 10,000 there, and like memes and everything. It's digital numbers on a screen.
Yeah.
But when you try and contextually put it into the context of what that money can mean for you and what your goals
Yeah.
are, it puts it into perspective. So
Yeah, it does.
don't never stare a gift horse in the mouth. I think you obviously have a perspective, have a plan, and also like do your own research, right? Listen to people's perspectives on the trading channel and indeed other creators, gather that and then do your own research. Don't listen to soothsayers as well. Like no one knows for 100% certain when it's going to top or how much it's going to top at. You just basically take all that information, put it into your own toolbox and come up with your own formula and then have a plan. And then you don't have to take all of it off the table. Take some of it out and then just, you know, use, we all got into crypto for a reason, right? And, you know, some of us...
For the tech.
Exactly, for the tech. Only for the tech, bro. To decentralize the world, you know, we're changing the world, guys.
Yes.
No, but I mean, on the trading side, you know, you guys are immersed in 24/7, and you guys spend a lot of time and effort in it. And I think, especially for someone who teaches trading to people, I think the biggest misconception people have sometimes is that it's easy to trade. Like, oh, I can just go and like watch a few YouTube channel videos and everything, and they'll tell me exactly what to do and what entries to go, and I'll make money. It's not that. You need. It's a craft that takes a lot of time and effort to develop.
Yeah.
And obviously, the great teachers like Aaron Yo, obviously the better traders as well, that does that. But it is not something that you can just pick up like that. It isn't something you can just treat as like a quick part-time thing. You have to actually be dedicated to it and put a lot of time and effort into it and watch the charts regularly.
Yeah. So, real quick, this is a little teaser at the end. So we're here because of soo-ee.
Yeah.
And I cannot say swee. It's like bugging me, but that's what everyone says. But I read it as soo-ee, just because it's like ingrained in my mind.
This is really, sorry to interrupt, but this is really interesting because every time when we first started pronouncing it, we said soo-ee, right?
Yeah.
And they said no, it's Japanese, it's swee.
No, it's
soo-ee.
not.
It's right. I know.
No, it's not.
This is
in
annoying.
Japanese, you have consonant vowel, so it's like sashi, susei, so it's su and then e. It's separate. Even I talked to the Coin Bureau Chinese guys, and like, so it's like, what does soo-ee mean in Japanese? It's like, well, it's water. Like, it's the same for you guys, because we're not going to get into the politics of that, but it's very much the same. But they said soo-ee.
I mean, this is, exactly right. And when we first did our videos, we said soo-ee, and we still said soo-ee for a long period of time, but then the people in the crowd, and then also the creators of Mist and all that, they call it swee. So it's like, okay, well, like, you know, we can be technically correct in the pronunciation, and then, but then if the community is going to continue to like correct us, and in the videos, oh, these guys don't know how to pronounce soo-ee, whatever, man.
Dude, I get so many people calling me out still for saying F.
Oh, that's amazing, bro. That is funny, though.
But I mean, that's what it is.
But
it's F.
But
like,
it is, just keep on saying it, bro, because it's more engagement. Just F, bro. I think we should actually try on the main channel. We're going to call it F.
Oh, man.
That's
dude, be prepared.
Guy's going to go and say F.
You need to wear like the flamethrower suit to get ready for all that flame you're going to receive.
Oh, man. Trigger some people. Trigger some ETH maxis.
Yeah.
F maxis.
Yes, seriously. You guys, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that the best advocate that you have for yourself to exit this bull market is between your ears.
Yeah.
You really do need to step back from where things are in your portfolio, whether it's up or down. Spend some time, literally like 5-10 minutes, look at your portfolio, make some changes, and understand that. I mean, Nick and I are both saying about the same thing. Like, we both agree that this bull market very well could be approaching the end. So how are you going to preserve your portfolio? What are you going to do with your profits? There are great yield-bearing mechanisms, but you could also just cash out and go to Bali. But you have to make those decisions now, because when things get euphoric, you're not going to be thinking straight. You're going to be caught up. You're going to be swept just like a rip curl, like riptide. You're going to be caught up in the euphoria. Make sure you make those decisions now. And we already have lots of great videos teaching you trading, giving you concepts about trading. Dan's sharing his own analysis on this channel, which is why you got to subscribe. But again, it's up to you to make those decisions, and this is the time to do it now. So take a minute after this video. Don't even watch the next video. Literally close the computer, sit down, and then open it up because you realize your portfolio is on your computer, and then make the decisions that you gotta do now. Like, don't put it up anymore, okay?
Yeah.
Nick, any last words?
Yeah, and I think that, like I said, come back to the point around taking profits and taking stuff off the table. If you have reached your personal goals in terms of monetary value, right? If your goals are to crypto is a means to an end. I mean, obviously we're all in the space because we love crypto, right? But
Yeah.
if crypto was for you a means to an end to increase your stack and you've generated a lot of profit for yourself in this bull market, take some of it off the table, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where, yes, you could lose out on some potential gains. Yes, many people say the end of the bull market is the most explosive and you could miss out on another 30 to 40% rally in Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, yes, you can try and get that, try and catch that. But what will be even worse is if you don't take any profits and you end up like it ends up crashing and you realize you round tripped your gains and now you have to again. So it's just look at it from that perspective, right? You know, it's like they're saying a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys, legend in the flesh.
My pleasure,
I'm
man.
super excited for day 2 coming up for SuiRL.
That's gonna be amazing, yeah. Got a lot of content planned, a lot of activities, some presentations.
Yeah.
Learning more about the alpha and the soo-ee ecosystem.
Until the next time, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.
Cheers, guys.
Sweet.
Sweet.